make sure that you know that the NAV goes with these other two. So the issue price is the price the company asks for shares when they issue it. Okay? The repurchase price is when they buy back shares. The market price is the JSE. The NAV is the actual value of the share inside the company. Because if they take the shareholders' equity divided the shares, it will give you how much the share is worth. Okay? But we'll go deeply into it when we do the analysis. I just want us to be able to do these guys. So let's go to this one here. This ratios. So I say to you here, oh sorry, I'm moving a lot. They ask me, please, they ask me the following ratios. Now look at how they give the information. You will see for the income statement, in this case, they only give the final. Right? But can you see here at the balance sheet, they give me 2 years. Right. Because sometimes I need to calculate average. Okay. So now let's see if we can calculate this. Because you know what happens in our lives. If something looks easy, because there's so many difficult things in accounting, we are so consumed with the difficult things that then when we get to the easy things, we write it off as easy and we think, oh, I'll be able to do it. And then you don't spend time on it. And then when you get to the paper, you can't do it. So let's just make sure that you can do it. Okay, so let's look. Number one, they ask me the percentage net profit after tax on sales. I do not want you to look at your format sheet at all. And I want you to quickly tell me what would this ratio be. Because they tell you here what's the ratio.
Net profit after tax divided by sales multiplied by 100.
Okay, can I tell you something else? Can I tell you something else? You will not get any marks for writing down this format. So do not waste your time writing it out full words. Don't even put the times 100. If I were you, I would literally just say to myself, net profit after over sales. I would just write that so that I know what am I looking for. Okay? So now what am I looking for? Net profit after tax. So now, where will I find it? Will I find it in the income statement or the balance sheet? Income statement. And can you see? They give it to me here. It's 1526. And can you also see, but they rarely go and make this difficult. It's usually very straightforward. But can you see they can make it difficult by saying, oh, net profit after tax, and they don't give you, and they say tax is 30%, 30, then you can work it back. Okay. Sales being 12,754, 500 times 100. And then I get the percentage. And usually you guys also struggle with the rounding off. So, this is how I want you to write it. What do you get?
11,964.
You get that. Ne? So, make this a rule for yourself. So usually they will say round off to the nearest rand, round off to 2 decimals, round off to 1 decimal. But if they don't say anything, my rule is you always write at least 2 of the decibels. So you will write at least 11.96 and then you say it's 12%, rounded off. Because when you have to comment, it's easier to comment on 12 than 11.96. But show me both because you do not know the memo. And the memo might say you must have that. Okay. And you all know, let's just make sure everybody knows, we work with 5 as the rule. So everything 5 and more plus 1. Everything less than 5 stays the way it is. Okay, that is more small the general rule in accounting. Okay, next one, current ratio. So the current ratio, immediately, what is the current ratio? No, I'm not asking liquidity. I'm asking what is your ratio for current ratio? It's current assets to current liabilities.
We're just saying with the tune. We're saying it with the tune, but we're saying that.
Yeah. She's a current issue. Current assets.
Current liabilities. Yes.
I did not hear that. Okay, let's go on. So they give it to me here. Now, can you see? They want everything done for 2023, so I use 2023. The only time I will use 2022 is when I have to calculate the average. Okay, so current assets, they give me 1,479,600 to 822,000. Okay, so the first thing you do, you immediately write on this side 1. Please do not lose a bagel because you put the 1 on that side. You're grade 12 now. Really. The 1 is always the right side. And if you are writing right hand, it's easy. It's the side of your arms, the side. Okay? If you left, then it's the opposite. You know what to make in your head. Okay. Now, how will I get it? Now can you see? Please stop talking. It is 1,4 divided 822, and that gives me what?
1.8.
Okay. And you can make that dividing sign, they will mark it right. I promise you. So, next one, they want the asset test ratio. So now, what is the asset test? Now the thing is, you have to go look what information they give you. And can you see they give you total current assets? What's wrong?
Ma'am, so when they give us the two different years, we just discard the other one.
Unless we're doing calculation.
They say you have to calculate 23. Yeah, you discard the other one because you are not asked to give comments. You will see in question 3, most of the ratios they have already calculated for you. And then they ask you to analyze what is already calculated. This they give you 22 if you want to calculate an average that you have the previous year. Okay, is everybody sharp?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go on. So now I see, now I see here, they don't give me current assets broken up, meaning they don't give me inventory, debtors, inventory, receivables, cash. So I don't have the option of saying receivables plus cash. Because here they tell me what the inventory is. So they are forcing me to say, oh, it is the current assets, the 1,479. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to put everything in and then I put nothing in. Less the current, let me rather do that. Less the inventory that they gave me, 2,822. And I'm going to ask you to please write it like this, because usually with the current, with the asset test ratio, they give ticks like this. So you don't have the thing where maybe if you added the 950, you'll still get 1, 2 ticks. You guys get me? Okay. So now, what is this answer here? Okay. 2,822,000. So now I know what's the, if I see that, I know it's something to 1. And I know this is a dividing sign. So 5 to 9 divided 8 to 2 gives me?
0.6442.
Okay, just make 2 decimals. Because it's cents. Okay? 64 cents. Okay. Now, you guys shop with this. You can do this. Ne? So now, next one, they want the NAV. So now I know, what is NAV? She over shares. Ne? So, can you, did anyone so far needed to go to the information sheet, the format sheet? No. Why? What's wrong with you? Why? For what? What info? You guys want to make sure. You know, we get in the habit that everything we do, we want to confirm first. But with accounting, there's no time to confirm. So you need to get so sure of yourself with ratios. That's the one thing you can't cut corners. And I'm telling you, and I'm asking you, and I'm begging you, and I am giving the instruction, please do not play with ratios. Put the time and the effort in to know your ratios, know their groupings, know their formats. That you do not sit in a test and have to waste time looking for them. So, she over shares. They give me ordinary share capital. They give me, now can you see what they did here? They didn't give me she. They gave me the capital and they gave me the retained income. So I still need to add those two. Now, can I ask that in a test, if they do that, you write the two like this? Ne? Ach, toch. Plus the retained over the amount of shares in issue. Did they tell me how many shares are in issue? How do I calculate how many shares are in issue?
Minus 180.23.
Okay, I have no idea where you are looking at figures.
300.
We see.
Next page.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay, no, it's fine. I missed this page. So, yes, see.
They already told us in the last one.
Yes. So, if you look at this, can I tell you, one of the things that you underestimate is a ruler. Take a ruler with you in the exam. Because what you do now is you see here, oh, they're giving me the note. And it's the opening, the repurchase, the issue, meaning this is the closing. You see? So they already gave this to you. Now, can I show you a little tip? You're not going to do like maths, where you're going to say equals, and then you add those two divided 1,370. You're not going to do that because you want to be fast. So what are you going to do? Is this bottom one going to change? No. So what you do is you take that one, add that one, and you write it small here at the top. So it's going to be what? Okay, say again. 1, 4.
14589.
Okay, so you put it like this. Okay? Now I know that 145 divided the 1,370. And you know what? These days it's very important to show times 100. You know how they mark it now is they will say give 2 ticks for that, 1 for that, a bagel for that, if you show times 100. And if your sign is right. So can you see, it's easier to leave your sign out, but don't leave this out. Okay, so what's the percentage? I hope these people who sit and watch me because I'm so beautiful and not write and work out, I truly hope that when you get home you're going to do it. Because you can never assume you can do something unless you prove to yourself you can. Do you hear what I'm saying? You practice the way you want to perform. Anybody? How much?
1064.89.
No, I think.
We will get 1,000. When you don't put it, you get 10.
Should we be getting 1,000?
Okay, so say again 106 89.
But the 9 is gonna change into 0.
Okay, can I, may I speak? So this is cents. Okay? If I didn't times with 100, I would have 10 rand 64. Can you see the difference? So you need to decide, are you going to work in cents or are you going to work in rands? My brain works better in rands.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, if ever you're going to read information, financial information on the JSE, it's always in cents. Okay? So, there we go. It's 10 rand 64.
So do we have to put the multiplier by 100?
You do cents.
If
So
so,
if you don't write it, it has to be 10.64. So in other words, if you don't write the times 100, you can't have 1064 point. You can't have that. Then it's wrong. Because you didn't times with 100. If you don't times with 100, it has to be 10.64. Because the 100 makes that comma difference. Okay, is everybody with me? Yes.
Since it's 8,9 and then 10.64, is it then going to be 10.64?
You can make it 90 cents. But don't round it off to, yeah. Why do I say, can you stop this? Why do I say don't round this off to the nearest rand? You can round it off to 10 rand 65. But can you see there's a 35-cent difference there, which is quite a lot. Just times that with, let's say you had 1 million shares in issue. Ne? Can you see what 35 cents times 1 million would give you?
350 now.
So you can't play with cents. You know, up until grade 12 we said round off to the nearest rand, but with companies, when we work with dividends and we work with percentages, you do not round off to whole figures because we are working with such big numbers. Okay. So, let's go on. Next one they want is the DPS. So DPS, I need to go make sure now. Remember, my DPS, it's the interim final, give me total. So let's just first make sure what dividends we have. And can you see that during the year, so the first thing you ask yourself is, did we issue shares during the year? Did we repurchase shares during the year? Yes, we did. Okay? So the first thing I know, I'm going to have two calculations, add them together for the third. Okay, so my interim they give me. So I know I already got 32 cents. And you already got a tick there, and if you add something, you got a bagel there. Okay?
Wait, ma'am.
Wait for what?
Where are we? DPS.
Okay, now, this is the DPS.
I see.
What is the final one? What is the final one? So I want, what is my final dividend that was declared? What was the final dividend declared?
Oh, we had 10.
May I ask you, here, they do not give me the cents for the dividends. So how am I going to declare? Can you see, they want me to calculate the cents for the dividends. Now, is there any way where they give me the final dividend rand value? Because I don't see it in that sentence.
No.
So, we have this information. Did they tell me anything here about final dividends? No. Now let's look here at the financial position. Did they tell me anything here about final dividends?
Yes.
Yes.
Shareholders for dividends.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, what is this little baby here? That's the dividend that I declare the end of the year and I don't pay. Ne? just go back to your balance sheet. Remember, what is the shareholders for dividends on the face of my balance sheet? It's the final dividend. So they gave me the final dividend, and it's 575,400. So I'm going to say 575,400. How many shares were in issue at the end? 1370. Okay. And so I used cents, so I have to times with 100. And what's my dividends? 42. 42 cents. So my DPS is 74 cents. Okay. Okay. So DPS stands for dividends per share. So we declared 32 cents dividends in the year and 42 cents end of the year. Meaning if you were a shareholder the whole year, you in the end got 74 cents dividends per share. Okay? You guys sharp?
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to get to this beautiful one. I want you to do Rotki, because I just want you to see that even if this is the longest existing ratio, we are not scared and we can do it because we've got a song. And because Mr. Q's learners in my class today, you also have the song. So let's sing the song. What is Rotki?
Net profit before tax plus interest over a half. She plus loan times 100.
And can you guys see I don't even write she? Because they're not even going to mark this. Okay? And I know in this case it's not shares, it's she, because I'm not stupid, it's me writing it down. Okay? You can either say she plus loan times 2. Whatever. Because this is your way of remembering it. So let's go look. What is the net profit before tax? They don't give it to me. If I look here, can you see they give me after tax and they give me the net profit. So I first need to go calculate net profit before tax. How will I do that? I will say my profit after tax. And you know, can I just say to you, the easiest is to do this for yourself. Net profit before less tax gives me net profit after. Before is 100, tax is 30, so after is 70. So now I know they gave me after, which is 70%. I am looking for 100. So what does that give me?
180 Dalmatian.
To 118.
180 and then Dalmatian.
Okay, and I add back the interest on loan. Okay. Over half. She plus loan. So she, what is the she? Now I'm going to have quite a lot of things to write down. Because you remember this is she. Both of them. So it's already 4 figures. Okay. So it's that 13,959. But if you also remember right, we already did it. So you can just transfer the one where you used it already. Okay. Plus loan. What is the loan? 348. This is this year, ne? Now I need to do last year. The 12,312,500 plus the retained, ne? Plus the loan. And you know, ne? This will count at least 2 to 3 marks, writing this down. Ne? They're not going to give you a mark for each. Don't be diluted in thinking that. Okay, now, can you see both has got calculations? So, I am just, before I do anything else, I am just going to quickly go and total this monstrosity here. Okay? I'm first just going to total it for myself, and then I'm going to divide it by 2. So what do I get if I total this? Come, you guys, you must be quick with it.
6, 8, 7.
Okay, 4.
0, 6. Wait, the one on top or the bottom?
Bottom.
Yeah. 4, 0, 6, 8, 7, 0, 0, 0.
Okay, now I'm going to divide. So now I know what is the top. That big one, which is 2, 8. 2, 8, 0, 0, 0. Am I right? Over, if I divide that by 2, it gives me 2. Is that right? Times 100 gives me. Can you see that the stakes are quite high with these things? So you need to practice it. It's not like you can press buttons quickly just because you sleep with your calculator. You have to practice it. You guys, you do not understand the importance of practicing to push buttons because we think it's easy, but then you get in an exam. You know how many marks are lost because of zeros. So what do we get? 13.90. Okay.
What does that tell us again?
So this will tell me my return that I got with the help of the loan. So when I do comments, I'm going to compare this to the interest on loan. I want this to be more than the interest on loan that I need to pay. Okay, so everybody show.
I think we're going home this week.
Oh! Look what we missed.
Where?
Because you just follow your teacher blindly, ne? What did we miss?
But at least we
At least it's
practice.
right.
At least we practice, ne?
Right, we practice.
You guys, listen to me.
Oh my goodness.
Do not read.